Thanks for the question, Roger. Appreciate it. One of the first things we need to do is get the government out of their barns. The surviving farmers need to have less government involvement, and that's what I really believe. The solutions for our farms, our farm businesses, are very similar to the solutions for other businesses. My goodness gracious. Albany is involved in everything that farmers are doing. So that's one solution. And the other part of your question was the moral effect that farmers had. No question about it. You can't replace the opportunity that kids had a generation ago to grow up slinging hay, can you? Mm-hmm. And I won't pretend that you can. So in addition to getting people out of, the government out of the farmers' barns, I say that it's time that we, lost my train of thought for a minute, pardon me. In addition to getting them out of people's barns, quite frankly, what we have to do is we have to change what is available as far as product. And one of my ideas, one of my initiatives will be to use willow as an alternative source of fuel. It's easy to plant. It would allow people who have farms to plant it, forget it, and process it once every 3 years. There's real money in it. It's better than corn. It's not subsidized. You only plant it once. You get 10 cycles out of it, and that would both take care of alternative energy, and it would put the land back to use while still allowing farmers to have second jobs, which many of them have to do to make it on their farms today. And that's one initiative I can think of off the top of my head. Thank you.
Thank you. I've been designated as a friend of the farmer by Farm Bureau for each of the 3 years I've served in the Assembly. And if you could read, and perhaps you have, and if you could see some of the bills that are proposed by the New York State, or I'm sorry, the New York City Assembly members. We just voted on one, and as bad as the Senate is, thank goodness Darrell Albertine is there because he won't allow some of these bills to pass. You know, they're trying to mandate an 8-hour workday on our farms. Time and a half for every hour after 8 hours. Mandatory 1 day a week off. And I have refused to allow the farmers to even incorporate in there very often the free housing and the meals and the food that are given as part of their pay. So, I mean, to try and convince them that our apple orchards couldn't pick apples, our farmers couldn't plant hay, couldn't bring in their hay, it's horrible. It's a terrible situation in the state of New York. We continue to work to fight those things, and obviously I voted against them. That's why the Farm Bureau is supporting me. But one of the things, and it's not going to have an impact right here in Clinton County, but it's going to tremendously help the farmers in Franklin County. I worked very hard with Senator Little and with several of my colleagues and the governor's office. It started with Governor Spitzer to get the approval of the St. Lawrence natural gas line through the northern part of Franklin County. And that is going to save macadam cheese in Chateauguay. Certainly farmers will tell you that they need, the dairy farmers particularly need to have that source of income for them to sell their milk and their products to macadam cheese. Somebody estimated as high as 75 to 80% of the farmers in Clinton, Franklin, and parts of St. Lawrence County could go out of business without saving macadam cheese. So that's been a huge victory. That the gas line is starting to go in. They're getting easements and everything now, and I'm going to tell you, if there's one thing that I feel good about and that I think we've done to save the farmers in the northern part of this district is that gas line.
Thank you. That concludes our interview of all the candidates tonight. I will say that I'm sorry. I apologize to Dave. He told me he wasn't going to do this again unless we had video games in the rooms back there. I apologize.
That's between you and I, Don.
You guys are all patriots, and you really are, and that's why we're here. If you put us back in times of old, we'd be gathering in a little tavern someplace, and you know the guys would be there, and the gals wouldn't be here. But times have changed. The gals are here. The guys are here, and we're all thinking about what's happening to our country, our state, and we want change. We want the good things for our kids and our families. So it's up to us and you, now you've heard these candidates, the people that weren't here tonight, too bad for them, but help them out. Go out and tell them what you heard about these candidates. Speak to them about the candidates you've heard and decide, and that's how our democracy works. Thank you and good night.